Listen, your savings account is robbing you blind. But don't worry. I found out a way how to make my money work in my sleep, and I can help you do the exact same thing. Now, this isn't no get rich quick scheme. This isn't no pyramid scheme. This isn't just trust situation. This is legit. This is something that your every day person can implement in their lives, and they can really get to a bag. This isn't a short term play. It's a long term play. There's a promo going on right now. So you definitely want to jump on it before the price goes up, because this is too valuable. The link is in the description. And hey, let's get our money. Let's get back to the video.
What up? Welcome to another show, one of the dopest shows on YouTube, where we talk about everything under the sun. As long as we get back to the money, real conversations, and real solutions. I'm your host, Courtney Edgar. Listen, we got some fire topics for y'all tonight. But before we get there, make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe, and you share this live as well. We got to get as many people in here as we possibly can. Not only that, we want to make sure that the people that's in here that's actually rocking with us, whether you agree with us or disagree with us. You feel me? We want you in here. We want you talking. We want you having conversations, because why? We're building a community together. And speaking of community, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned in the comments as well. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pin it real quick. I haven't pinned it yet. Let me do it. All right, now it's pinned in the comments. All right, and the reason you want to tap into the Patreon is that's where we're growing, that's where we're building, that's where you're gonna get updates on when our first meetup is gonna happen. That's where you're gonna get updates on what's going on behind the scenes of YouTube, and how we're growing, how we building, how we're actually investing our money, how we're getting to a bag. You know, how we are becoming the earned circle. Because we're already embodying it, but we're also making sure that we have the tangible things to go along with it. All right. So become part of the earned circle. Link is in the description, as well as pinned in the comments. All right. So let's go ahead and get to the nitty gritty of things. Now, this morning there was a shooting in Minneapolis. Another one. Ever since Nick Shirley went out there and he stirred up the pot, boy, it has been going goddamn crazy up there in Minneapolis. And guess what? Them liberals are acting a fucking fool. You hear me? So there's many videos that we're gonna play. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it, and then I'll give my thoughts and opinions on it. All right. Now, before I do, here's what we know. He was a 37-year-old ICU nurse. His name was Alex Pretty. We do know that he was armed, that he was licensed to carry. We do have those facts. We do know that that's what it is. That he did not have identification on him. That's what we know. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and lock in. Let's go ahead and lock in.
We want to bring in Bill Malusian, who has been on this bill. I'm looking back at your emails since 10:37 a.m. this morning. We learned about this. You learned about it, rather, 20 minutes after this shooting took place. What are you learning this hour?
Yeah, Kaylee, good morning to you. So heard this happen a little after 10:15 Eastern time, and I'll start with what we do know. This was a Border Patrol involved shooting. This was not ICE. Border Patrol shot somebody who DHS tells Fox News was armed with a gun. They have recovered that gun, as well as 2 magazines. Now, I'm told the person was shot multiple times, and that medics were working on them, and that CPR was being performed. There is a video floating around online of the shooting where you can see this shooting happening. What we do not know right now is what led up to the shooting or what type of enforcement this was. Was this a targeted immigration enforcement? Did Border Patrol know who this person was? Was it somebody in the U.S. illegally that they were marking for arrest? Was this a protester? Was this an agitator? Was this a U.S. citizen? Those are the questions we don't know right now. Obviously, when something like this happens, information is coming out very quickly and there's all sorts of differing reports. But what we can confirm is that Border Patrol agents did, in fact, shoot somebody in Minneapolis this morning. And DHS tells Fox News that person was armed with a gun. You're looking at images of that gun right now. The gun was loaded and had 2 separate magazines. So we do not have an update on that person's condition just yet. I'm working the phones, working the sources to find out exactly what led up to this, who this person was, how it all went down. But you can see from the live images, obviously this is going to turn into a powder keg situation. You've got politicians putting statements out already. You got people gathering to protest. You got, federal agents and police trying to hold those folks back. As information starts to develop on this shooting throughout the morning, you're going to have more and more people showing up at the scene here, and this is likely going to turn into another scene of heated protest today based off what we've seen in Minneapolis the last couple of weeks, Kaylee. But going to continue working the phones. All we can confirm right now, Border Patrol shooting, 1 suspect down, and gun recovered.
And, we're looking at that image there of the weapon.
I'm trying to understand something here, bro. Fam. When y'all gonna stop playing with these federal agents? When y'all gonna stop playing with these people, man? When y'all gonna move? When y'all gonna move out the way and just allow them to do their jobs instead of y'all interfering and being agitators? Yeah, they were a U.S. citizen, yes, and they were an agitator too. When are y'all as Americans? Y'all supposed to be Americans, right? This ain't got shit to do. They are there for a purpose and one purpose only. They are there for one purpose and one purpose only. It's to get the illegal immigrants out of the city, out of the country. That's it. The rest of y'all, go home. Go find something to do. Go find a business to invest in. Go do something else. Stop being an agitator for these people who are doing a fucking job. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Ever since Nick Shirley took his ass up there and put them Somalians on blast, all you get is a bunch of white liberals going over that bitch and trying to agitate some shit that they ain't got no business dealing with. They should be at home. Now you got these new Black Panthers coming up here saying, like, listen, bro, we up here trying to defend the Black community, all Black and brown. Sir, your original Black community, your original Black Panthers, they don't subscribe to that, big dog. Mind your business. Y'all can't even mind y'all own business in y'all own house. Y'all can't even get the beam out of your own fucking eye, but y'all out here in these streets protesting, though. You can't get the beam out of your own eye in your own house, and y'all out here protesting every single day. You can't even get your fucking house in order. But you worried about what everybody else got going on. This is crazy work.
That the individual who was shot had. You just noted, I had read that there were 2 magazines there, but this is a loaded weapon?
That is what some of the initial reports are. I'm not going to 100% confirm that yet. All I can 100% confirm is that
Let me see. Oh, she got colored hair. You think I'm going to listen to you? You think I'm going to listen to somebody who don't even like the natural born self of who they are? You got to color your hair because you want to feel liberated? Girl, get out of my face. I don't about to care.
a gun was recovered, and that agents have that gun and that the suspect was armed.
And one final question for you. Governor Walz' statement, I just spoke with the White House after another horrific shooting by federal agents this morning.
Last time I checked, I'm sitting in the chair, big dog.
Minnesota has had it. This is sickening. You know, out right there. He said he spoke with the White House. Was it Secretary Noem who said she had an open line of communication with Walz? I recall there was a cabinet secretary that said they were in touch with Walz through the Renee Good shooting as well.
Yeah, I believe it was Secretary Noem. And then keep in mind, VP J.D. Vance was just out there.
Well, who else are, well, pillows. Who else are they taking, bro? Who else are they taking? So you're telling me that they're taking Americans and they're deporting Americans? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? That's what I want to know. I just want to know. Who are they taking? Are they taking Americans and are they deporting Americans? Just want to know.
Minnesota the other day.
Just know, I just want y'all to have this in the back of y'all mind. Where was this? Where was all of this? What was all of this smoke for Obama? He deported more illegal aliens than Trump did. A lot of these individuals are self-deporting. But y'all don't want to have that conversation though, because y'all don't like the orange man. Got it. I get it, bro. I get it.
And there were reports that he met with Minnesota AG Keith Ellison, and they had a pretty frank conversation about immigration enforcement in the state. So there does appear to be some lines of communication between the federal government and Minnesota here, despite all of the, all of the criticisms we see going back and forth between the two of them. But look, Haley, I mean, this is going to be, the second.
What do you mean Obama didn't deploy them to the cities? What are you talking about? Oh, you talking about the cages? Oh, he had them in cages though. But again, where's the outrage at? What was the outrage at, huh? Oh, because y'all was falling for a smooth talking motherfucker, a smooth individual, because my name's Obama. That's what y'all feel for. Y'all feel for the smooth talking, thigh leg crossing, smooth talking president. That's what y'all fell for. What was the outrage? I did not. The way that everybody is covering this shit today, it is not being covered the same exact way. It was not being covered the same exact way back then as it is now. That's cap.
An incident of a shooting involving a federal agent, actually the third shooting involving federal agents in Minneapolis in recent weeks. Obviously, we had the shooting of Renee Good. Then we had the shooting where
we didn't see agitators. We didn't see all y'all protesters out there agitating the federal agents. We didn't see none of that. We didn't see any of that. Where were the protesters? Where were the agitators? We had social media back then. It wasn't popping up like this is right now. Come on, man.
DHS alleged that several Venezuelan illegal aliens attacked an agent with a shovel, leading to a shooting. That one was not fatal. We're waiting to find out if this was a fatal shooting. Last check was the person was having CPR performed on them with medics on scene. So, and that's the thing that the local politicians in Minnesota are complaining about, is they're saying, the shootings that are happening right now are federal agents. DHS will counter that. Well, if you would cooperate with us and work with us and give us the criminals in your jails, then we wouldn't have to.
You're saying there were no federal agents being deployed into the cities like they are now. Well, that's because shit is hitting the fan, because there's a lot of fraud, waste, and abuse. There's a lot of illegal shit going on with your tax money. People are doing illegal shit with your tax money that you pay, that you work your ass off for. Oh, okay. While you over here scraping to get a dollar, they was over there making big dollars, making big money, driving in Benzes, Rolls Royces, living the good life off of your hard-earned money.
Be out doing roving patrols in the community, looking for these illegal aliens who are out in the sanctuary state of Minnesota. So this continues to just turn into a powder keg. And with this new shooting, you're going to have more protesters showing up on scene here, and you're likely going to have this dueling narrative. Some folks and activists are tweeting that this person was unarmed and that this was an unjustified shooting. DHS is countering that no, this person had a gun and we recovered it, and that's why they put the picture out of it. So it's an information war, Kaylee, and they're going to try to get information out as fast as they can, and so will we.
Yes, that's facts. AZ got a lot of fraud, waste, and abuse out here too. Yep, because I'm out here in Arizona too. They got a lot going on out this bitch too. That's a fact. But they don't want to have that conversation though. They don't want to have that conversation. They don't want to talk about what's really going on out here.
And once we confirm that information, we will pass it along.
Bill Malugin, thank
ICE is doing illegal shit, but you telling me that these citizens aren't either? Agitating federal agents, getting in the way of shit that because they ain't got shit to do with nothing. They're trying to get illegal immigrants up out of here, and they get in the way of that. You telling me that they ain't doing illegal shit either? All right, cool. You got it. Do your thing, bro.
you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno.
Catch
me and my
the fuck would I be jealous for? I live comfortably in a nice home. Why the fuck would I be jealous? I invest my money. I'm building things over here. I don't know why the fuck would I be jealous for? Like, come on. But hey, babe, if you just want to give your money away, just to give your money away, do your thing, big dog. Do your thing, bro. I ain't tripping. If that's how you live your life, do your thing.
The Attorney General, Pam Bondi, joining us live here in studio. AG, thank you so much for coming in.
Sure.
This has been hard to watch for everyone involved. Let me just get your initial thoughts.
Okay, where were they debunked at, huh? Kenneth? Huh, Kenneth?
Of what's happened here in Minneapolis in the last couple of hours.
Well, why this has happened
No,
in
the new Black
Minneapolis
Panthers
is because
supports
you
ICE.
have a mayor,
New
you have a
Black-
governor
don't worry,
who
we
has
gonna get there.
declared
Don't worry about
Minneapolis
it.
a sanctuary
gonna get there.
city, saying, bring your worst of the worst to Minneapolis. You're invited here. We will protect you. Aisha, these are the arrests. These are just the arrests that ICE has been making. And that's why Donald Trump has ICE in Minneapolis to protect the citizens. Sodomy of a boy, strong arm robbery.
Let me go back. Let me go. Let's hear what Tim Wall
We want to
got
bring
to say
in Bill
about this.
Malugin, who has been on this bill. I'm looking back at your emails since
Let's hear what Tim
10:37
Wall got to say.
And General Menke, the Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard. Well, as I said last week, this federal occupation of Minnesota long ago stopped being a matter of immigration enforcement. It's a campaign of organized brutality against the people of our state. And today that campaign claimed another life. I've seen the videos from several angles, and it's sickening. But I have a strong statement here for our federal government. Minnesota's justice system will have the last word on this. It must have the last word. As I told the White House in no uncertain terms this morning, the federal government cannot be trusted to lead this investigation. The state will handle it, period. Let me say something else, and this is critically important.
Melissa, were you there?
All of us understand what happened this morning and the tragedy of it. My
you there,
deepest
Melissa?
sympathies to the family
Or are you just talking out of
of
your
a
emotions?
37-year-old Minnesota resident, a lawful firearm concealed permit carrier, something that I've been lectured to by Republicans for decades.
So Melissa, so tell me again that he didn't have a gun after Tim Walsh just said that he did. But he was a licensed carrier though. We already know that fact. He was a licensed carrier. So again, what are you talking about? He didn't have a gun.
Decades. It is not only your right, it's your duty. We know that the potential to further inflame tensions is high. And to Minnesotans, there's a difference. We want calm and peace and normalcy back to our lives. They want chaos. We cannot and we will not give them what they want by meeting violence with violence. Minnesota and our local law enforcement, as you have seen, have done everything possible to de-escalate. Local media has reported extensively on the cooperation to de-escalate this situation. Donald Trump, I call on you once again, remove this force from Minnesota. They are sowing chaos and violence.
No,
We've seen deadly.
Your people are doing that. The citizens are doing that. If they mind their fucking business, get out the way, let them do their job, they would have been going. None of this would be popping off right now. They would have done their job and they would have been on their merry fucking way. But you got these fucking white liberals that are out there getting in the way of shit. Get out the way, bro. Let them do their thing. Let them handle their business. How the fuck would y'all feel if y'all trying to do y'all business, but people keep getting in the fucking way of what you're trying to do, what you get paid to fucking do? But you can't do your job properly because you got idiots out there. Oh, you're so wrong. It's the project. I hate ICE. I hate ICE. Bro, regardless of how you feel about it, whether you agree with it, whether you disagree with it, they got a job to do. They got a family to get back home to, but y'all in the fucking way. Soy milk drinking motherfuckers. Get out the way. Let them do their thing. Simple. Simple. And everybody can go home. Nobody would be hurt. Nobody would be injured. Motherfuckers would just get deported. The illegal immigrants, especially the ones that they really trying to get, the criminals, the actual criminals, they trying to get them up out of here for y'all to make the world better, to make the country a little bit more safe for you. But hey.
Violence from federal agents again and again and again. But in contrast to that, on these frozen streets, what you witnessed yesterday was the best of Minnesotans, peacefully exercising their First Amendment rights. And I attended in the church basement hundreds of Minnesotans from all faith packing care packages for families that have been ripped apart.
A lot, coin collector.
Despite the horrific acts by this federal government, Minnesotans are standing up for the rule of law. They're protesting loudly and urgently, but peacefully. It must stay that way, Minnesota. Minnesotans are witnessing, and we're creating a log of—
No, it ain't again, you're talking about their presence. Their presence doesn't invoke the violence. It's the citizens that's doing it. Go and look at the protesters. Go and look at the agitators that are doing what they're doing. They're doing their job. They're doing their job. What job are the protesters doing? Besides some of them probably getting paid to do it, to agitate. Right? Or y'all don't believe that either?
Evidence for the future prosecution of ICE agents and officials responsible for this. They're helping their neighbors. They're walking their kids to school. They're feeding families. I salute their courage and their restraint. And I call on all Americans to see the decency that this state is exhibiting and the horrific cruelty.
Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. Protesting is very much so legal. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying that it's not. But when you're in the way, you know, kind of like what Renee Good did, but she got in the way. She got in the way, but she fucked around and found out. Did she deserve to get killed? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But sometimes you fuck around, you find out. Just like Alex Pretty. Sometimes you fuck around, you find out. Get out the way. This ain't your fight. This is not your fight. Get out the way.
Absolute abomination that is passing for what these ICE agents are doing on our streets. They think they can provoke us into abandoning our values. Well, they're dead wrong. We'll keep the peace. We'll secure the justice with our neighbors, and we'll see this occupation end.
Now, the best one yet is Trump.
Minnesota law enforcement that continuously is being denigrated by this administration will continue to be the adults in the room, the professionals in the room, the decent human beings in the room that will keep the peace. With this, I'd like to turn it over to Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bob Jacobson to update you on the situation as we know it.
Thank you, Governor. I'm Bob Jacobson, Commissioner of Public Safety for the Department of Public Safety, and again, it's my honor to serve in that position. A man was shot and killed this morning in Minneapolis. I want to pause and remember what cannot get lost in this moment. Man died. His family and friends are feeling unimaginable heartbreak and trauma. And I know Minnesotans and I know our community will rally around this man's family and friends to support him. I also understand clearly that people are upset. They're scared, they're confused, And I want to assure you that this state's public safety officials and our local law enforcement partners are doing everything in our power to get answers, to help.
So you're telling me it's our fight to fight for people who came over here illegally. That's what you're telling me. It's our fight to fight for somebody who came over here illegally. Even the ones who came over here from a different country and did everything the proper way and the right way, got their citizenship, they're saying the exact same thing. So you mean to tell me that a person who came from a different country, who got their citizenship, they're telling those same individuals, get them up out of here because they didn't do it the right way. It's kind of like you in school, right? And you in line. Let's just say you in the cafeteria line, and it's it's Wednesday, and Wednesday is your favorite day because they got the best food on Wednesday at lunch, right? Just so happened you've been standing in line, you've been waiting for this meal. Then a couple of people, they come and skip the line. They jump in front of the line. They don't go to the back and wait until it's time for them to get their food. They jump in the line and they get their food, and you don't get yours. Now, somebody goes and tell the principal and say, hey, principal, this person over here, these three, they skipped the fucking line. So you telling me you then are going to go fight the principal and say, no, leave them alone. Leave them alone. They have the right to jump in front of me, jump in the line and get the food that they want to get. That's what you're telling me. Even though you stood in line, you didn't skip anybody. You started way in the back. You had to work your way up. You were almost to that favorite food that you always get on that Wednesday. And you telling me somebody jumps in front of you that you gonna go and fight the principal now? You gonna get mad at the principal. You ain't gonna get it mad at the ones that skipped the line. And you ain't gonna tell them, hey man, you gotta go to the back of the line. You just gonna let them do it. Got it.
Return a sense of normalcy back to our communities. You have the right to demonstrate peacefully. We recognize that demonstrations are often driven by strong emotions, beliefs, and a desire to be heard.
I got you, Jonathan. I appreciate you, big dog.
But please.
Appreciate you, homie.
Please remain peaceful. And I want to say it again
Well, again, why do I suffer? Let me ask you a question. That's a wonderful question. What about my family that was brought here, right? Who knows? But last time I checked, that was years and years and years and years and years ago. That don't even affect who I am to this day. Why would I still be focused on what happened years and years and years ago where I'm so far removed from that situation? Why the fuck would I know the history. Why the fuck would I still be worried about it right now when it's not the same? See how crazy you sound? That don't make sense.
Because it is important and it is critical. Peacefully demonstrate. By doing so, you help local authorities to get answers. You help us to do our investigations.
Thanks.
By remaining peaceful, you help ensure nobody else may be killed or injured.
It's okay.
Thousands
You
of
can
people who gathered yesterday
Okay.
in Minneapolis prove that Minnesotans can make their voices heard peacefully, and they can do so without violence, and they can do so without destruction. And state resources are available and ready to support our local law enforcement partners as requested. And those resources include the Minnesota State Patrol, the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, and the Minnesota National Guard.
Jeff, you sound like you an illegal. Jeff, you an illegal, Jeff? Are you over here in Americas illegally? Huh? Are you? Is that why you ain't showing your face? Are you over here illegally, bro? So you trying to project onto me? So I can feel some type of way.
With that, we'll stand for questions.
Kendall with Carolina. Governor, you made this request before. Is there any reason to believe that it will be answered differently? Have you had any
Exactly. See, that's a wonderful thing. I'm glad you said that. Now they see it. Now they see it, huh? Now they see it. Now they want to see the brutality. Man, get out of here.
The president with the federal government, and is there any indication that they are going to pull out or back out?
You can't even spell your.
Well,
You can't even spell your correctly. You can't even say. You can't even spell your correctly, bro.
Twice this morning, shortly after I received the call of this shooting, I spoke with the president's chief of staff, and first request was to get her people out of there, to get these federal agents out of there. They were going to cause more chaos. And second call is, with no uncertain terms, that we will investigate this. We will not be stonewalled. What we've already seen, and you saw it this morning, before any investigation is done.
Nah, you need to educate yourself. You need to educate yourself on how to
most powerful
spell.
people in the federal government spinning
Educate
stories
yourself on how to spell.
and putting up
How about you do
pictures
that?
and unrelated people.
This is a prime example of get the beam out of your own eye first. Focus on your shit first and stop worrying about everybody else. You can't even spell properly. Come on, fam.
We don't know anything about, and a picture of a firearm to try and spin a narrative. And I ask Americans, this will end when enough Americans say this will end. Do I have any confidence Donald Trump will do the right thing? No, I don't have a lot of confidence Donald Trump will do the right thing. I do have a lot of confidence that the majority of the American people will do the right thing. And I think there cannot be very many people across this country looking right now, after all the reporting that's been done, after everything that's been said under the pretense that they are here about immigration reform, and quit referring to these people as law enforcement. They are not law enforcement. We have law enforcement who do an incredible job. And to listen to Greg Bovino denigrate the work of our people who are out there cleaning up their mess, no, I don't have a lot of confidence that he himself will do it. But here's what I do have confidence in. There's a whole lot of Republicans, for whatever reason, cannot find their spine. But they might find the ability to know that they're not going to win another election as long as they live, unless they stand up for what's right and stand up for the rule of law and stand up for human decency. And that's the moment.
Just to follow up, because if that is not the case, what are the people of Minnesota supposed to do who are in the middle right now? Because if they just stonewall and you're trying to investigate, is that forcing?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. And look, I speaking to the people of Minnesota right now, I hear that scream from you, and I'll continue to plead and ask you for peace. And I know the answer is you ask us for peace and we give it, and we get shot in the face on the streets coming out of a donut shop. We cannot give them what they want.
You get shot in the. So you telling me ICE agents just walk around here just popping motherfuckers off? That's what you telling me? There ain't nothing that led up to it. So you just telling me they just walking down the street and they just firing off shots for no reason? That's what you telling me? There ain't no cause here. There ain't no cause of these situations. That's what y'all telling me. You telling me that they just walking down the street, minding their business, and they just fight. Really? Y'all gonna sit here and tell me that? That's what y'all gonna tell me. Nothing warranted at all. Nothing warranted. Nothing warranted, right? Okay. If you can sit here and tell me that ICE agents are just walking down the street, minding their business, doing their job as they should. Doing their job as they should. You're telling me that they just letting off rounds on random people who are minding their own business. You telling me that's what they doing? Random people that are in their face, random people that are not in ICE's face, they're minding their own business. They're doing their own thing. They're not amongst the protesters. They're doing their own thing. You telling me they getting shot by them? Or is it the agitators, the ones that's getting all up in these ICE agents' face? Don't act like y'all don't see it. Y'all see it on X, y'all see it on TikTok, y'all see it on YouTube. You see all these protests and they getting in their face. I'm talking about they getting real close for comfort. So that's what y'all telling me.
I don't know how to say this in so many terms to watch the madness that we've witnessed over this last week coming out of the White House and what it's doing here. My confidence is, and I say it to Minnesotans, as I've said, exercise your First Amendment rights, speak out, bear witness and document legally.
Did you see what happened before?
But I understand the risk in that.
Did y'all
and I
see
understand the courage that it takes to have people out there doing this. Thank God we have video, because according to DHS, these 7 heroic guys took an onslaught of a battalion against them or something. It's nonsense, people. It is nonsense and it's lies. So my confidence is this, Minnesotans. You know who you are, and you demonstrate it every single day, and we damn sure know who these people are. The American public knows, and this needs to be the event that says enough. Go ahead. No, I'm up front.
See again, Michelle, you keep saying this. So because observers are using their right to protest and carry arms, they deserve to be shot. Point blank. You are trying really hard to make this right. You are embarrassing. No. Actually, no, Michelle. Because again, you're only watching the video from the point where they already had him on his knees. What about everything that led up to that? If you are a licensed carrier and you mean no harm, guess what? Why do you already have 2 mags already ready? Why don't you have no identification on you? What up, Trees? Why don't you have identification on you? Why you got 2 mags ready to go? Why? I'm a carrier, but I don't walk around with 2 mags all day. I'm not out here carrying and in ICE agent's face. I hear talking shit. I'm not. I'm not. Because I'm minding my own fucking business. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm mentally stable. That's exactly what I am. I'm mentally stable. 100%. Thank you very much.
BCA said that they were blocked from accessing evidence. Has there been any suggestion that BCA is not allowed to do this investigation? Do you have officers on the ground doing the investigation right
now? Jeffrey, it is legal to protest. Were you not listening? I said it's legal to protest.
Question was related to whether or not the BCA is on the ground currently with the investigation, and a reference to previous investigations of the BCA.
But it's okay. I know a lot of y'all are liberals
anyway. But what I'll tell you right now is that we no longer have BCA agents or public safety state patrol or Minneapolis on the ground at that crime scene.
Is that an instruction by the federal government, or did you pull your agents out?
What I will tell you, and not to get further into the investigation, but DHS pulled out of the scene, leaving that to Minnesota State Patrol, Minneapolis. We did not have enough resources to be able to hold that ground safely, and we had to leave that scene because of
you're on the wrong side of history. You're just trying to overcorrect. Absolutely not. Because if you carry, you already know you shouldn't even make any sort of remote movement looking like you trying to reach for your gun. You should already know how that's gonna go. You should already know. Whether you're on your knees, standing straight up, on your back, on your stomach, if you look like you about to reach for something, yes, you should know that. Y'all keep calling shit murder. Y'all keep calling things murder. It's not murder. Murder is actually going out there and now listen, bro. I'm just letting rounds off. I'm letting it go. I don't care who it hit. They got something in common. A lot of these people who are getting unalived, they got something in common. They are the main agitators getting in the fucking way. And again, I never said nobody deserved to get unalived. I never said that. But what I do say, you will fuck around and find out when you're doing shit that you ain't supposed to be fucking doing. Mind your business. Get out the way. You an ICU nurse. What you doing out there protesting? Go home, man. Don't you got to go work tomorrow?
that were available in the safety.
Just look at the individuals that's out there protesting. That's all I'm gonna say. Just look at them. They got a profile
of those
they have
public and the safety of our teams. We were able to get there, but at that time we were not able to hold that scene to do a crime scene investigation. I can't talk anymore about those details.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not the problem. I'm not the problem because guess what? I stay out the fucking way. I'm not out here protesting. Don't need to. Because I'm focusing on what's going on in my place, in my area, in my world. I'm getting the beam out of my own eye before I worry about what's going on out there. I see what's going on. But that don't mean I need to infiltrate myself. I don't need to get in the way of what's going on out there. Absolutely not. Yeah, whatever. Nah, they gonna come. Nah, they coming for you, but they coming for you, booger. They coming for you, booger, because you might be in illegal too. That's why you ain't showing your face. God damn. They might be coming for you, dog. Listen, I'm telling you, they might be coming for you, bro. Better chill. Better chill. It might be in your city.
We'll have more on that, but the BCA is engaged and involved, and we are working at the request of the Minneapolis Police Department.
Okay, then.
On this.
If you ain't in my country, shut your ass up. Stay focused. Stay in your lane. Stay where you at. See what I'm saying? Stay where you at. Stay in your lane, brother.
On the scene and in this investigation. So we are there. We're available. We want to make sure that we continue to work on this and engage with our federal law enforcement. But at this point, we don't have anything more to share about the crime scene. Again, we were not able to hold it. We wanted to make sure and keep people safe.
I appreciate it.
But federal law enforcement left the scene and left us there.
Governor Ernesto was in here. Have you activated the National Guard? I know that the sheriff requested for additional assistance. Can you tell us whether they're going to be playing a role?
Yeah. Yes, the answer is yes, we have, as we said last week, and we staged those troops. I'll have General Menke talk about where they're.
So also Black Lives Matter can be terrorists and destroy our country, but hardworking Mexicans are a threat. Okay. I don't agree with Black Lives Matter either. I thought it was fraud too. Didn't agree with that either. So what's your argument? You thought you had something, didn't it? You thought you had something.
At and again, use this as an opportunity to stress to Minnesotans.
Okay, Michelle, that's a great question. What do you get? What do you get? What do you get? Do you pray at night? Do you talk to God every day? Do you pray at night? People that would take me down in a heartbeat. I've had encounters with the police before. And guess what those encounters were like? They were wonderful. Never had an issue. Never had an issue. Because I conduct myself properly. I'm not out here being an agitator just because, oh, I'm an American citizen. I have the rights. I know my rights. I do this. You shouldn't be doing this. They are illegal immigrants. They deserve to be here just like I was. All of y'all apologists. That's what y'all are. You are apologists. Where's your humility? I got all the humility in the world. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Correct? Yes. Even if you don't agree with the tactics in which they're getting people out of the country. Yeah, can things be handled a little better? 100%. 100%. But the point that you're missing is, y'all get the fuck out the way. Let them do their fucking jobs. None of this shit would be going on right now. Get out the way. If you're going to protest from the fucking side. Keep your distance. Let them do what you can scream, yell, shout, all you can scream to the top of the lungs till God can hear you. Stay out the way. Mind your business. And I promise you, you will make it home to your family. Just like those ICE agents, they want to do their job and get back home to their families. Your life matters just as much as theirs. Any sense of a threat, listen, it's up. Any sense of a threat is up. Be careful how you tread when you're around those ICE agents, bro. Mind your fucking business. Just get out the fucking way, man. Why y'all making this shit so fucking hard? Y'all make life so fucking hard. Y'all make life so fucking hard sometimes, bro, for no fucking reason. Now I get it. Sometimes the stars align and shit just happen to you. It rains on the just and unjust. It happens. It happens to the best of them. It happens to the worst of them. Man, shut up, Shadow. I'll show the video when I'm ready to show the video. This is the Courtney Edgar show. This ain't your show. I'll play it when I'm ready to play it. If you want to watch the full video, go to Google and type it in. How about you do that? Look at you. None of you ain't even got an argument to stand on. Look at the ad hominem attacks. That's crazy. But it goes to show you how ignorant you are, though. Good job, Mr. Jerk off in your socks.
Frustration you have, and as you saw this, they killed a man, created chaos, pushed down protesters, threw gas indiscriminately, and then left the scene, and then we're left to clean up. I understand the anger. I understand trying to parse who were the law enforcement on the scene when you got there after a man was killed is difficult for folks who are out there. But I can't stress enough, our goal, and I'll have General Minke talk about what the role of these Guard troops are in conjunction with incredible work from the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office, from mutual aid across,
America's
and of course
because of people like you, Rick.
Of trying to get to the point where what we're saying is we can handle this, and Minnesotans can express their First Amendment rights and have our folks on the streets and get these people out of here. And so, Sean, if you want to talk a little bit, but the answer is yes, there's activated. He can talk to you about numbers.
To be clear, that they're activated different than having been staged.
Yeah.
Man, whatever. Get out of here. Get out of here. Now, I'm gonna tag on another video. I'm gonna tag on another video, you know, for my Black Panther individuals in regards to this whole ICE situation. I want to see what y'all got to say about this one. This was funny. This was funny. This was funny. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this one first. Let's play this one first.
They want I put a hole in their chest the size of a window. Safe line repair, safe line replace. That's what's gonna happen. They touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you're about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, fuck around and find out. Our interactions with the police and ICE, and we hold them accountable. We hold them accountable. We patrol the community and we hold them accountable. The Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, we're the same Panther Party from back in the day, but we're a little more aggressive now, you dig? Carry bigger guns and we don't take no shit. Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, I think that the community around them needs to take special care to them and needs to start escorting them to and from everywhere to make sure that they're safe. Because them ICE agents ain't gonna act like that if it's a bunch of people standing outside with assault rifles and shotguns. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. That means some shotgun shells that shoot out of a pump, they shoot them rapidly. If you are going to legally arm yourself with something bigger than what they got. Those who serve in the public, they should be fearful of the public. They should be fearful that the public is going to be dissatisfied with their job that they're doing, not feeling like they're tyrants, not feeling like they're bullies because they got guns and body armor and walkie-talkies. That makes them immune to whatever the people would do. I think you want to correct the ideology of the pig and the mentality of the slave catcher. You meet them with equal force. Fish. All power to the motherfucking people.
Y'all see that, right? Y'all see that? Y'all see that, right? Now watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Let's see. I got two. Matter of fact, I got two of them things to play.
Our stance is, for illegals. We're not gonna step in front of that. That's not our fight. That has nothing to do with us. We're not going to step into that fight and going through the community defending somebody that we didn't even want to be here. You know what I mean? We got brought over here. We didn't want to be here. And this is a problem we've had since our shackled feet have hit the soil. So we've always had the SWAT teams coming in our communities, doing whatever they're doing. And sometimes, yes, they do pick up the wrong people, things of that nature. This is the same situation. It's just got a different name. It's a raid. It's just a different name. And so, yeah, we're not in that fight. But as far as our other brown folks and things like that, we do stand up and defend, the citizens and the poor and the things like that. But as far as illegal immigration, yeah, that's not our fight. That's not.
So all of my power to the black people who was talking about they agree with the first Black Panther, who agree with the first Black Panther, telling me I'm the one that's crazy. I'm the one that's lost, considering the fact that I know these new Black Panthers ain't like the old Black Panthers. I said, no, there's two different situations. They don't agree with this. And guess what? You have evidence right here. But don't worry, it gets better. Don't worry, it gets better. It gets better. Watch this. It gets better. This is crazy. It gets even better than this. Watch this. Watch this shit.
I'm going to try to make this video as calmly as possible. My name is Maisha Newton. My father's name was Walter Newton. He was the brother of Huey Percy Newton, who started the Black Panther Party in Oakland, California. Okay? My handle name is Maisha 415 Newton. If you don't believe me, we just came out with the second book, The Roots of the Revolutionary Suicide. This is the roots of Huey P. Newton, okay? That's my father, okay? These are our grandparents, okay? There go Huey right there, okay? I got birth certificate, paperwork, and a whole bunch of Newtons who are ready to listen. This goes out to the Black Panther Party, the new United Black Panther Party, whoever's out there protesting with these Somalians. I'm about to get a cease and desist order against you, and I'm about to sue you because you guys you are not going to defame my uncle's name like that. We're not doing that. See you in court, bitches.
What more you want me to say? What more you want me to say? Don't worry, that's the thing. I'm already armed. Arm yourself. Don't be stupid. Stay out the way. Just because you have a weapon, that don't necessarily mean that you got to use it. That don't mean you got to be ignorant. That don't mean you need to go out there and start shit. Stay out the fucking way. Simple as that. Allow people to do their jobs. Again, whether you agree or disagree with ICE, don't matter. They have a job to do, and you're interfering. Simple as that. I don't care. I don't care if you're a liberal. I don't care if you're conservative. I don't give a damn. Get out the way. If it ain't got shit to do with you, you remove yourself from the situation because it ain't got nothing to do with you right now. A lot of y'all ain't got a dog in this fight. A lot of you don't have a dog in this fight, but yeah, you making it your duty to be in this fight. For what? You out here struggling to pay your own goddamn bills, and you out here protesting. Made no goddamn sense. Listen, man, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned in the comments as well. That's what we're building and growing the community as well. We focusing on getting to a bag. We focus on becoming the earn circle over here. We focusing on building. That's what we do. We ain't out here protesting. Got time for all that shit. All right. So let's go ahead and move over to this. Let's move over to this next topic. Let's move over to the next topic, man. Let's move over to the next topic. Do we want to talk about, Let's talk about LeBron James. Let's talk about LeBron James. Nope, not LeBron James. Let's talk about this one. I want to talk about this shorty right here. I thought this one was interesting. No, ain't nothing wrong. Let's get to this one. Was that about the bikers taking sides? What up, KD, my boy? All right, let's get to this. Let's get to this next topic, man. Let's go ahead and get to this next topic. There's this woman. She's saying that they've been telling her to get a job and get your own career. But now she fucked around and found out that ain't the life that she want to live. She fucked around and found out. So let's go ahead and get into this topic right now. Let's get it.
I was in college, I dated a very traditional Christian man who asked me at one point, how do you feel about after you graduated, we just immediately got married and you were a stay-at-home wife and you didn't have to work? I was honestly offended by that question because I was so passionate about this thing that I was getting a degree in that I was just so eager to enter the workforce and do this thing that I loved and get money for it. Fast forward to today, I've graduated, we broke up, I'm now working in the profession of the thing that I got a degree in, and I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I know. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done.
Is that a real cry? Is that a real cry? What kind of cry is that? Hold on. Oh, let's watch the full video again. Hold on, give me a second.
I was in college, I dated a very traditional Christian man who asked me at one point, how do you feel about after you graduated, we just immediately got married and you were a stay-at-home?
First of all, let me say this real quick. I'm not listening to no person who got BLM as their profile picture. I'm not listening to you. Hey, did you not find out that the Black Lives Matter community, you know, they was fraud, waste, and abuse, right? You know they was fraudulent, right? You do know that. They was stealing a lot of money. The shit that y'all believed in. And you still got that shit up there. All right.
Wife and he didn't have to work. I was honestly offended by that question because I was so passionate about this thing that I was getting a degree in that I was just so eager to enter the workforce and do this thing that I loved and get money for it. Fast forward to today, I've graduated, we broke up, I'm now working in the profession of the thing that I got a degree in, and I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I know.
Yeah, she might
I
be.
don't want to do it anymore. I'm done.
I hope she don't cry. I really hope she don't cry like that for real. I really hope she don't, because if that's a cry, oh my God. I'll hate to upset her. Oh my goodness. But I'll say this. You sound tone. You sound tone deaf. I'll say this though. There are a lot of women who have bought into I'm an independent woman. I don't need a job. Well, I need a job. I make my own money. I'm strong. And in her reality, they just want to be a stay-at-home wife. But they fell for it because they saw some other woman saying that she's powerful, she can do what men can do, and they're equal to men, and all of this other bullshit that they fed them, right? And come to realize they don't even want to be a part of that. They just have to be a part of something. They have to be a part of something. She told y'all she had an opportunity. This man wanted to take care of her, listen, stay at home, take care of the household. Everything else is taken care of. Everything else is taken care of. And look where she at. I still don't believe that cry. I still don't believe the cry, but just based off of the video in itself, I'm just talking about the video. I don't believe that cry because that cry is crazy. That cry is crazy work. Patriarchy is unnatural. No, it's not. Patriarchy is natural. Y'all just don't like it because a lot of women like patriarchy when it benefits them, and they hate it when it doesn't benefit them. Simple as that. Simple as that, bro. It ain't that hard. I didn't even want to spend that much time in the video. I just thought it was funny as hell. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification. All right, so now let's get into the real shit. Because I still got 2 more topics, but I want to talk about this LeBron James and Jenny Buss situation. So I don't know how many of y'all actually follow sports as well, but apparently there has been some talk in regards to Jenny Buss saying that LeBron James has been what's the word? Ungrateful, even though he's the one that brought the Lakers a championship. But we'll get there. We'll get there. So I'm gonna play the interview first. I'm gonna play the interview first from LeBron James, and then I'm gonna go into the whole interview with Jenny Buss. All right. So let's lock in.
You know, that
make sure you like, comment,
to the
subscribe.
Lakers organization, and we're, you know, when the Lakers and the Knicks and the Bulls and, you know, the Celtics are good is great. You know, so quite frankly, I don't really get involved in that or the reports or whatever the case may be. I've seen a lot of it, obviously, but I don't really care about the reports, to be honest. You guys know me. You guys know since I've been here, my 8th year here, been in this league 23 years. There's going to be another article tomorrow, you know, especially involving me. And at the end of the day, when I came to this organization, my whole mindset was about restoring, you know, excellence, you know, and you know, the things that I've seen growing up, you know, with the Lakers. Obviously, I didn't get an opportunity to watch the Showtime, but I know the history, you know, and then in the early 2000s with Shaq and Kobe, and then what Kobe did, and, you know, those couple runs with him and Powell. So, you know, my whole mindset was like, how can I get, you know, that feeling back to the Lakers organization, and where, you know, when the Lakers and the Knicks and the Bulls and, you know, the Celtics are good is great, you know. So, and then I was able to do that along with, you know, our 14, 16 other guys winning a championship, bringing a championship here, you know. That's always been my mindset.
Bro, what is up with y'all making homosexual comments, bro? Like, are y'all real? Not for real. Is that y'all way of trying to get it out? That you trying to tell everybody that you rock like that, that you a part of the ABC community? Is that y'all way of saying that? Because y'all project a lie. Y'all always say somebody. Well, what is up with that? What is up with that? Either somebody on their knees, somebody slobbering, somebody kissing the ass of the white. Bro, what is up with y'all? And again, y'all got to stop with the homosexual shit. Are y'all like that? No, for real, no, real. That's a real question. Are y'all closeted like that, bro? So y'all get to get it off because can nobody see y'all face? So therefore, you think you could just say it and you'll be cool because now you feel better about yourself. You inching closer and closer and closer to coming out the closet. Why y'all keep doing that? If you disagree with a person, cool. That's hey. If you disagree with a person, if you dislike a person, cool. But why do you always have to revert to something homosexual, dog? That's cool. Like, you don't gotta like a person. You don't have to like them. You don't have to agree with them. You can disagree 100%. This is an echo chamber. You can disagree with me. Don't care. But bro, keep that homosexual shit to yourself, dog. Come on, man. If you disagree, have something to say instead of throwing that hominem attacks at people.
So, quite frankly, I don't really care about articles. I really don't. I don't care about stories. I don't care about podcasts and all that type of shit. They don't bother me. I'm 41 years old and I watch golf every day. I don't care about an article. I don't care how somebody feel about me. If you know me personally and you know what I'm about, you guys know what I'm about, and that's all that matters. I can care less how somebody feels about me.
Yes, in fact, everybody's gonna have their opinion about you. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're that visible. A lot of people gonna talk about you. They're gonna say whatever. They're gonna have their own narrative without shit to prove about it. They just gonna say shit just because they're emotional. They're in their feelings. They just gotta get it out because they're projecting all of that shit because that's how they feel. They feel that they are inadequate. And that's all. That's pretty much all it is. That's what everybody does. That's what a lot of people do. No, LeBron is the GOAT. 100%. 110%. Michael Jordan is number 2. 110 goddamn percent. So let's go over. I'm not angry. That's the thing. Oh, trust me, you would know if I was angry. I'm not angry at all. I'm actually feeling really good right now. I'm straight. I'm not angry, bro.
We were all over.
It's really hard to get me angry. No, like real talk. It's really hard to get me angry. You got to do some real disrespectful, fucked up shit for me to get angry. You know who wasn't at Diddy parties? Michael Jordan. You sure about that? You sure about that? Yeah, one thing y'all better stop doing is idolizing these people. Y'all better stop idolizing these celebrities. That's all I know. Y'all better stop idolizing. You keep thinking Michael Jordan won now. Serious question. So if LeBron is Diddy, that does make what? LeBron has 0. Okay, so hey, see, you just talking out of your emotion. Let's go to Genie Bus, because y'all just be saying, some of y'all just be saying shit, You just want to be seen. Listen, if you want to be seen, bro, just put a super chat there. I'll pull it up and let everybody know what you're saying.
Over the place, and now, and I wouldn't have faulted. After Magic stepped down, I wouldn't have faulted LeBron coming back and saying, this isn't what I signed up for, because Magic was a big reason why LeBron came to the Lakers to begin with. LeBron wasn't going to waste the last few years of his career being in a place that didn't know what it was doing.
Right.
And so I would, he could have easily said, I want out, I want to go somewhere else. But instead it was like he stood even
with you deeper.
Right?
He was in.
Yes.
Well, talk to us about that process. I mean, you guys pull off one of the biggest free agent signings in the history of the game. You get LeBron James to come to the Los Angeles Lakers. It seems like a match made in heaven, but it really happened.
It did. And like I said, I value a player's career, because it's such a small amount of time that a player can be, playing at his top level. And, we had to really, I'll tell the story about, my dad was a great poker player. He was actually ranked on the World Poker Tour, and he would always try to get me to play poker. He tried to teach me the game. And
well, just so y'all know, as a former hooper myself, as a former collegiate hooper myself, you do have to understand that, goddamn, you do got to understand, it takes a team to win the championship. One man ain't gonna do it. Michael Jordan couldn't do it by himself. So that whole ring narrative goes out the window. You can't do it without a team. Any person who understands the game, who truly understands the game, you would know it takes a team to win. Michael Jordan had 7 years, couldn't get to the finals. Took him 7 years to start going to the finals. Then he won 6. Took him 7 years. Then he won. 7 years before he got to his first finals. Make sure you had a full conversation. Don't just have that one little piece of conversation that you can lean on. 7 seasons before he got there. He got 6, but took a team to do that. Same with LeBron. LeBron not going to do it by himself. He had a team. Kobe, team. Curry, team. Duncan, team. Giannis, team. So I don't care how you feel about it. Cool. If Michael Jordan is your number one, that's cool. I'm not going to argue with you about who your favorite is. That's cool. That's do your thing, bro. I'm not arguing that. But what we not going to do is try to downplay and talk about and try to use rings as a reason why you call him to go, because that's going to be null and void.
I was a terrible poker player because I can't bluff. I can't.
I disagree. LeBron is not overrated.
Good that way, and I'd get frustrated, and
That's
he'd get frustrated.
If he's overrated, then Michael Jordan is definitely overrated. Based off of that logic, based off of your logic, the shit that they made great about Michael Jordan is entirely overrated. And the only reason that a lot of y'all will say that, Michael Jordan is the best thing and he got this aura around him, is because, one, I ain't gonna lie to you, he had bravado, he had swag, he did. Right. Had the confidence. True. But everything that Jordan was doing back then, everybody's doing that now with ease. So He didn't have the best handles. He wasn't that we seen better handlers. Shit, even in Jordan's time, we seen better handlers. So what we talking about?
And he goes, I want you to know why I'm trying to teach you this game. He goes, people think that
y'all use the same argument. Y'all gotta give me
poker's
something
like
better,
it's a lot of
y'all give me
fun,
something
but
better.
it really is about
That
stamina.
argument, he
And
won't
it's
last.
about like hanging in there until you get the cards. And most people don't have the patience to wait for the cards. He said, I know you have patience. I know you have perseverance. He said, but when you get the cards, you have to be able to go from 0 to 100. And I'm not sure you can do that. I'm not sure that's in your personality to do that. And, it's like now we had LeBron and we had assets
You had to go all in
to get, a player like Anthony Davis. And that was really, really difficult for me because I get attached, especially those young
You got a great
players.
young core.
Right. But in order to get a great talent, you have to give up great talent.
Right.
So I like to think that I have that gene that he was talking about.
What he was looking for.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what LeBron, the man, has meant to your guys' organization. Obviously, he, like I said, he weathered the storm with Magic leaving, a bad season.
I agree
Trades
with you,
happen.
Fish.
A lot of stuff is going on. You guys are able to get AD, but he kind of seemed like, from the outside looking
I
in, it
think he
looks
could
like
top
he's
Jordan. He
kind
already topped him.
we're never going to get over Kobe's passing, but I think he kind of eased the passing. He was able to help bring a title back this past year. What has he just meant to the Laker brand, and what has he meant to you as a person?
When he signed with the Lakers, there were some people that put up murals and some.
So I'm just gonna address this one, and I'll play the rest of the video. But I do want to address this though. He's saying that they're doing what they're doing now with no hand checks, far more physical play, way less flop culture, big man. So basically what you're saying is that they had it was the big man era back in Jordan's day, which is another reason why they glorified Jordan, because in that era it was all about the big man. It was all about the centers, the Ewings, the Shags, the Elijah Wans, the Charles. I guess you can call Charles Barkley a big man. Charles Barkley. It was about it was a big man's era. The Charles Oakleys, guys like that. It was their world, right? And so now you got this 6'6", 210-pound guard, shooting guard out here doing God's work basically on the court. You know what I'm saying? In that era. So there's a lot of nostalgia with a lot of people who are David Robinson, right? There's a lot of people who have a lot of nostalgia of Michael Jordan, because guess what? I always bring it back to the money, right? I always bring it back to the money aspect of things and the business side of aspects, the business aspect of things. And the marketing was phenomenal. Jordan's marketing was phenomenal. I did a video on this when when Rich Paul was talking about this. Phenomenal. I'm telling you, marketing had a huge effect on Jordan. I'm put it like this, on Jordan fans. The marketing was crazy. You couldn't go anywhere without seeing Jordan. You couldn't go anywhere without seeing Jordan. And then what solidified it is the fact that not only was it just Jordan, you see Jordan hooping in shoes, but you saw the other cats who people looked up to. The people who looked up to, like the people, the cats in the hood, other kids wearing the Jordans, they're styling them, they're wearing them with their clothes. It was a fashionable look. So other kids looked up to those individuals more so than they looked up to Jordan. So therefore it became a thing. So that marketing aspect of it, everybody was just a walking billboard of Michael Jordan. Everybody wanted the latest shoe. Everybody, people in lines trying to get the shoe, people getting killed over fucking Jordan shoes. The marketing was phenomenal. Then you put him in movies. Then everything he does, I want to be like Mike. I want to be like Mike. Everything was Michael Jordan. Wheaties boxes, everything, bro. This is why a lot of people have this nostalgia. when you saw games, it was Michael Jordan. NBC, Michael Jordan. That's all we saw. No, LeBron. No. You're wrong. You're wrong. This is where you're wrong, though. This is where you're wrong. LeBron has great marketing. Every time you bring, but see the difference is the marketing is it comes with both the negativity and the positivity. But LeBron names always stays relevant. Anything that he does is gonna get you views like this. His name is relevant. Always, people are constantly talking about him. Listen, bro, pay attention. At least once or twice a month, LeBron's name comes up. There are people literally making fake pages right now, discrediting LeBron. Right now. Just to discredit, just to hate. Creating false narratives. Everything. That's how much this man is living written free in people's heads. But more so it's the old heads. It's the old heads who have the nostalgia for Michael Jordan. So that's why it's hard for them to look past the fact that LeBron James could potentially be better. It's hard for them to look past that. They can't give that up because they've been too loyal to Michael Jordan. That's a fact. They've been too loyal. So it's hard for them to look past the fact of, damn, man, I grew up on Jordan. I love the way he was just flying through the air. He was soaring through the air. He was just gliding. Like, it was everything, man. The swagger, when he had the one shoe, he had the two socks under his shoes when he threw the ones on. And man, he was just so swagging. Then he had the little walk. Then we had the little fade when he, you know what I'm saying? So all of that, people grew up on that shit. They were trying to be like Michael Jordan. They can't get rid of that childhood. They can't get rid of that childhood memory. So that's why it's hard. That's why a lot of people say, listen, it's Jordan all day. I don't care, bro. That nigga LeBron trash. That nigga LeBron trash. But this new age era, they were able to respect and understand how great Michael Jordan was. But these new era cats, they like, shit, it's either Kobe or LeBron for me. Like, I seen Jordan, but he ain't it. I'll put him in my, they'll say I'll put him in my top 10. Michael Jordan's number 2 for me. He's my number 2. He's my number 2. Bron is my 1. Kobe is my 3. That's my shit. That's my lineup.
Some people didn't like that.
Defaced it, right?
Yeah, LA people don't play. That's the one thing. They're diehard Dodger, Laker fans, but Kobe is God.
Right.
So for LeBron to come in right away and be muraled like some greats like Laker fans were having, he had to earn that.
Right. If you're a Laker fan, you have to be happy that he's here. Like he's coming to us Laker fans.
That's what I'm saying. The flu games were phenomenal. The absence of Paul's management was phenomenal. Playing multiple sports. Well, he didn't play multiple. He only played 2 sports, bro. Well, no, you're right. Multiple. He played golf too. Well, he played professionally. He played baseball and basketball, so 2. Hell, y'all more dynamic than Bron. Oh, see now you. All right, I ain't got time for you. You playing now. You trolling.
So I didn't understand that, but like you said,
trolling.
It's people you have to earn your love here, and he did. He did exactly what he said he would do, and he wanted to lead this team to a championship. He's fearless, and I think in the social unrest of last summer, I was really just so impressed with his composure.
Oh, you want to talk? Oh, you want to talk about how? Who said that? Who said it? You want to talk about how Jordan got dog walked by Larry Bird? You want to have that conversation too? We can have that conversation.
And his purpose in the things that he said, and one of his big campaigns was to get arenas open to be voting centers, and I didn't really understand like how much of a difference that would make, but it did. And he's not one to back down from a challenge. And I like to say he's like the closest thing to a superhero I've ever met. In that he.
So you telling me Scottie Pippen? You telling me Scottie Pippen is not a Hall of Famer? You telling me Scottie Pippen ain't a Hall of Famer? You telling me Dennis Rodman ain't a Hall of Famer? That would you tell me? That what you telling me? Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, they ain't Hall of Famers? That's what you telling me?
Is so powerful and strong and smart, but he does things for the good
Of everybody, yeah.
right?
Yeah, he's kind of like the people's superstar. I mean, Kobe was a superstar, but it wasn't really the time to really kind of be out as spin out. But I don't know if that's even Kobe's personality, but that's something LeBron embraces. And he talks, and I remember with the Donald Sterling situation, he was in Miami, if I'm not mistaken, at the time, and he was very outspoken.
Hold up. You about to see, you about to do it. You better tread lightly. So, do you think, hold on. So, do you think Chris Bosh is better than Scottie Pippen? And do you think D Wade is better than Scottie Pippen and Rodman? So that's what you telling me. That's what you telling me. Because we can agree that LeBron James is better than D Wade and Chris Bosh. We can say that, right? So if what you're about to tell me is that Chris Bosh, D Wade is better than Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, you mean to tell me that the Miami Heat won't beat the Chicago Bulls, the 6-0 Chicago Bulls? You telling me? I'm just kidding. Listen, I'm asking the question. I'm just asking the question. I ain't trying to put you in the hole. Pause. I ain't trying to pin you to a corner. I'm just asking the question. JaVale McGee has 3 rings. LeBron got 4 rings. Come on now. MJ got 6. JaVale McGee better than. I ain't got time for you, macaroni. Listen, bro, y'all niggas trolling me today.
Can't stand for this. You know what I mean? And that was kind of the beginning of athletes speaking about stuff that outside of sports that really mattered. And he kind of took that broad on. But since then, I mean, obviously, like you said, he's been a superhero, opening schools and coming out here and standing for the people. And that's what I think. To me, he's an amazing and one of the greatest we'll ever see. But he's just as powerful off the court. And I love the off the court. I mean, I love watching him. But the power he has off the court can change the world. To be honest with you,
I agree. He's made me stronger. That's for sure.
Kobe, talk to LeBron.
Hey, hold on. Hey, listen. I ain't trying to. I'm not one of those people who gonna try to create a narrative. But hold on, y'all. Y'all listen, man. Listen. Hold on, y'all. Did y'all see that? Hold on. Let me rewind it for y'all real quick. Just give me a second. Why? Just watch it. It look like, you know what? I ain't gonna say it. I'm just gonna let y'all see it. I ain't gonna say nothing. Watch this.
Amazing and one of the greatest we'll ever see, but he's just as powerful off the court. And I love the off the court. I mean, I love watching him, but the power he has off the court can change the world, to be honest with you.
I agree. He's made me stronger. That's for sure.
Kobe, talk to LeBron the night before he passed, obviously congratulating him on a milestone. It just shows what kind of character he has. But what did that mean to you to know that they had a little bit of, back and forth on behalf of your franchise before he was gone?
Kobe was such a, he was a source of strength for me. And, when I had to go through what I went through with my brother, I met Kobe for lunch and I talked to him about, what I was thinking of doing. And he said, he goes, if this is something you're really going to do, you have to go all the way. 110. Like, and it was very Game of Thrones like, right? Which is, and the strategy. So, after it all happened, because it happened quickly, he just texted me the emoji of, the mother of dragons. That was it.
Khaleesi.
Yeah, that's all.
Yes.
See, I'm glad y'all are engaging in the chat right now. Let me see something real quick. I'm gonna continue playing. I know the people when I reclip this, I know gonna be like, man, play the video. Man, I don't give a damn. We here on the Courtney Egger show. You enjoy to be here. There is no team LeBron played on that could be any of the Scottie Jordan boys. Y'all, see, the nostalgia is kicking in. This is nostalgia. You can't even have you can't even have a genuine argument on this. You can't. D Rose is better. D Rose better than who? D Rose better than who? Last time I checked, D Rose lost to LeBron James. Last time I checked, the Bulls couldn't get past the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron James on. That's the last time I checked. But hey, neither here nor there. Y'all clean to Pip and Worm, but LeBron played with Wade, AD, Kyrie, Bosh, Love, Ray Allen, Shaq, Carmelo, Rondo, Dwight Howard, Westbrook, Ben Wallace. Now, Luka. And your point is what? What's your point? Y'all use the dumbest arguments to try to prove a point. Every team you're going to go to in the NBA today is going to have one or two superstars, at least. You can't name me a team right now that don't have at least one or two superstars on the team right now. You can't. So that whole argument right here is moot, bro. Stop using it. There are more superstars. There are more superstars here today, and plus the contracts are a lot different today versus back then. That's the reason why Jordan didn't trade. That's the reason why Jordan didn't fucking leave. The contracts were made different back then than it was today. But y'all don't want to have that conversation. Y'all keep talking about, oh, but he played with the Hall of Famers, but he played with these individuals, and he played with those individuals, but he played with them. So fucking what? There is no team that you're going to go to that don't have a superstar on it already. We can demonize KD for going to Golden State. We can demonize Curry for calling KD to tell him to come the fuck over there. We can demonize all that. We can talk about how KD played with Westbrook and James Harden at the same fucking time. We can talk about how James Harden played with CP3. We can talk about how D Book played with Chris Paul. We can talk about all that shit. But it only matters when we talk about LeBron James. Bro, y'all niggas, y'all got a true hate for that dude, bro. And the only reason I even bring up Pip and Rondo and Rodman is because y'all try to discredit this man some kind of way. If you just dislike him, cool. Dislike him, like, hey, bro, I just don't rock with him. But I think he's a great player. I bet we good. You got no argument for me. But when you try to discredit because he played with these people, he played with these people. And guess what? And guess what they all got in common? They all lost to LeBron James. Ain't that some shit? They all lost to him. They all have lost to LeBron James. All of them. All of them. Not one of them individuals that's on this list right now that you mentioned got 40,000 points or even close to it. Oh, what you gonna use the longevity? You want to do losing? You want to use that? But guess what? LeBron been doing it since he got in the league. He been doing it since he got in the league. So longevity ain't got shit to do with it. He the youngest player to get to the highest point. He the youngest to get to 10, 20, 30, 40. So what's up? What's your argument now? This is the same guy that y'all say, oh, he's a pass first. He's a pass first. He ain't aggressive. He's soft. But yet in the first half of his career, he wasn't even shooting the ball like that. It was all drives. Bulldozing niggas. Get out my way. Huh. But now all of a sudden on the second half of his career, he developed a shot. Still shooting high percentages. What are we talking about, bro? You can combine KD and LeBron's accolades and still, man, you stupid if you think that. Get out of here. Yeah, she did say that. Let's see. I can cherry pick comments all day, nigga. This is my shit. I agree with Akeem. Still think Bron is GOAT. Best of overall stats, including rings. Facts. Shout out to you, Tissue. Give me chills. MJ GOAT. Hey, I feel you, bro. He might be a GOAT. I ain't got no argument with that. LBJ changed the world for the rest of y'all's life, and you remember him for decades to come. Yep, you gonna remember. Yeah, you gonna remember it. You gonna remember LBJ. You gonna remember MJ. You're not gonna. I'm not gonna take anything away from Michael Jordan. I'm not gonna take anything away from him. We don't know that for certain. We don't know what for certain. Name one team LeBron. That's a stupid. What are you talking about? Take LeBron and Jordan off. Take LeBron and Jordan off. Both teams replaced with an equal player who wins. Hold on. Let me say that again. Oh, you saying take the other ones off of their teams, and who wins out of LeBron and Jordan? I got my money on Bron. Listen, they say Kobe Bryant is the closest thing to Michael Jordan. And I even beg to differ. I even think that Kobe better than Jordan. If you want me to be 110% honest with you. I think Kobe is better. He's 2.0 of Jordan. But guess who he's 16-6 versus? LeBron James. You cherry picking. Oh, I already read that. JCB, you don't know your sports, huh? Brian has better stats than MJ by itself. Stats don't take into account eyeball test. Nigga, I'm a hooper. I got the eyeball test. I've been saying that for the longest. So that ain't got nothing to do with me. Style and essence is why people are on Jordan. He was above great in a not so great era. Yep, I agree. But how is he in comparison to his peers? He's a great defender, but the greats he played average 25, 29 points per game on him. Oh. You just got finished talking about it. Man, I'm just an old white man, but LeBron has never electrified the court like Jordan. I mean, I feel you, bro. Like, I get you. I told you. It's the marketing, bro. It was the marketing for you. That's why. The way that they made Michael Jordan look was great. I said the marketing was phenomenal, bro. So I agree. Yes, today, but nah, I mean, you crazy, man. LeBron would do the same exact thing. Did y'all not hear and see that everybody talk about how LeBron James dominated those cats when he was 16? Man, come on, man. One LeBron leads and one Jordan leads. Jordan made teammates into super. No, he didn't. What superstar? Here we go. What superstar did he make? What superstar? Rodman was already a superstar before he even got to the Bulls. He was there. He was already there at the Pistons. He asked them to bring Rodman over there, but y'all don't want to talk about that though. Who? What superstar did he make? Kerr? No, he didn't make him a superstar. Paxton? He didn't make him a superstar. Robert Horry? No. Horace Grant? No. BJ Armstrong? Nah. Luke Longley? Absolutely not. Tony Kukoc? Tony Kukoc was already good without Jordan. So who did he make great? What superstar did he make? Because last time I checked, when they left, the only person that I know that left the Bulls and actually did really good was Horace Grant. Everybody else who left the Bulls, where are they? Where were they? Where did they go? Steve Kerr went to the Spurs. What did he do over there? So I don't know what superstars he made. What we talking about, man? What we talking about, bro? He's a terrible person, but Jordan made the NBA. Yeah, and yeah, I'm saying, yeah, you're right. He made the NBA in that time because the NBA was dying. The NBA was dying, bro. Jordan came in at the right time and they put the mark because they understood. Don't nobody want to be like a big man. We can't market big man. Don't nobody want to be like them. There's nothing electrifying about a big man. So why not get this young Thundercat fresh out of North Carolina who got this swag about him? He looked like he would be great. Let's put our eggs in this basket right here. I'm not demonizing it. I'm just shutting down the narrative started by LeBron fans. No, there wasn't no narrative started by the LeBron fan. See, what you fail to realize is that when people say that they are LeBron fan, or the fact that they put LeBron before Jordan, y'all then go into these narratives and start trying to pull eggs out y'all fucking basket, talking about, well, he played with these people. Well, 6 is better than 4, or I've never seen, or I never did, or all of this, and so therefore we gotta fight back with you. Like, hold on, big dog, not too fast. Jordan wasn't perfect either. So we got to bring these things out too, big dog. We got to show you what it really is too, to get you out of that frame that you in. That's all it is, bro. That's your opinion. I'm not gonna argue that. That's how you feel about it. Watching in person is a different story, and I've seen both too. I've seen both. I was able to see Michael Jordan. And I was able to see LeBron. I still pick LeBron. I didn't see the video clip. I saw it on NBC News. I saw Jordan play it in real time. Still pick LeBron. I'm the best. Yeah, I'm not going for that. Rodman wasn't there when the Bulls played the Celtics. Yeah, he wasn't there. We know that. But guess what? That still proves my point that Jordan can't do it by himself. He needs a team to win rings. That was the point that I was making earlier, since a lot of people like to talk about rings. You need a team to win rings. You can't do it by yourself. That's why Jordan got dog walked by the Celtics. Come on, fam. And Dirk didn't. Hey, Dirk and them had a year. They swept Kobe before they got to the Miami Heat. They swept Kobe too. What are you talking about? It wasn't just LeBron that they beat, nigga. They beat Kobe and them too. They swept their ass. It was their year, dog. It was their year to shine. Just like the Bucks. They had their year. They just couldn't be fucking stopped. And they won. But what are they doing now? Nothing. They can't even sniff a goddamn finals anymore. They trying to get Giannis, they trying to get Antetokounmpo up out of that bitch. Let me get down to them. They was good, but Jordan in turn. Well, listen, I would say this. Yes, because they were on the team, they had to do what they had to do in order for them to win. So I would agree with you with that, but they are not superstars. I would say a superstar is able to lead the team and still go do the exact same thing that they were doing on that good team, and they can take that and translate it into a different team. That's what will let me know if they're great, how great they are, or a superstar. Kevin Clark is Jordan, Angel Reese is LeBron. That's cap. See now you playing. See now you playing.
Wait, who is this nigga? That's how I feel listening to this, man.
Philip plays that video.
That was his message to me. Yeah. And forever the mission for me will be about Kobe's legacy. And, you know, he set the bar for what it means to be a Laker. And we're gonna live up to that. And, you know, we have so many ways that we're going to be celebrating him. He's going into the Hall of Fame next month. And, you know, I wear his number and Gigi's number.
Why they showing her hands,
and, you know,
man?
he was coming to games with Gigi. It was really so adorable. You know, the
father-daughter thing.
You know, right.
But I mean, that's a similar situation with you.
Yep, exactly. And so he's going to be missed forever. It's just.
You know what I wish though? I wish more owners of teams could be as transparent as you are. You know what? Because it'll make the relationships with the players so much better.
But it's real.
Because
it's a relationship.
And we know we'll tell you too. When my 14-year career, I can't tell you 2 or 3 owners that I had a conversation.
Bro.
With. You know what I mean? And so I know for Kobe and the other players and the players around your organization, that mean a lot to them, and that make them want to work hard for you.
Thanks.
You know, so I commend you, and especially being a woman, I commend you on the way you relate to your players and the way you get into their lives and care so much. That means a lot on the outside looking in.
Converted.
And I would say, because I've watched, you know, the ownership turnover in the league, and I would say there's now a generation of owners that are my age and younger who are
doing it's different.
doing things
Yep.
different and are open and
It's more
see
of a
the
family
relationship.
environment. And like you said, it's not obviously it's a business, but it's a family. You know what I mean? And like Jack just touched on, I mean, if I know you personally, like if I know Jeannie really has my back, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make Jeannie's life easier. And that means being a great person on the court and off the court. But like I said, if there's a disconnection there, it's just all right, let me go do my job instead of like let me go play for my family. But one thing
that's JCB. That's your opinion. That's your opinion at this point. That's your opinion at this point. Great. You got Michael Jordan over LeBron. I'm not gonna argue with you. That's your opinion. I still, no matter at this point, I'm gonna let y'all know. It don't matter what you say. It don't matter what you say. You're still not gonna change my mind as to why I got LeBron number 1 and I got Jordan number 2. You're not gonna change my mind. So you can say whatever you want. It can be refuted, but I just choose not to because ain't no point. Because I'm not gonna argue back with you why Jordan is the GOAT for you. Bron is my GOAT. Simple as that. As a hooper, as a collegiate hooper, who actually got buckets. You know what I'm saying? Who actually know how to use the eye test. I can see both. I played the game and I can see the game too. I got LeBron as my 1. Jordan as my 2. And the only and you want me to be 110% honest with you? The only reason I got Jordan as my 2 is because of how he changed the game when he got there. When he got in the league. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. I know a lot of people wish they were like Jordan, so that's why they say Jordan, because they wish they were Jordan. They wish they can do the things that Jordan did. I can look past all that. I can see the flaws that a lot of y'all can't see. I can see the flaws in Jordan.
That you may not even realize that being a Laker is so much more than basketball. So much more than basketball. And you've seen some great players come and put that Laker uniform on and they're not able to.
You're wrong. Speak for yourself, JC.
Standard, because I think there's so much, unless you've been in this, you don't understand the pressure of constantly, even when you guys weren't doing well, you guys are still the top story. When you're doing, when you're doing well, you're the top story. When you're not doing well, the top story. When something bad happens, it's almost celebrated because you guys are so good that they like to kind of find a chink in the armor. I mean, what do you do to relax? Do I need to teach you how to smoke weed? Phil might already did that. What is Jeannie? Before we get the quick hitters, we got about 5 questions. We're gonna end it. But what do you do to relax? Because like I said,
they trying to get into weed and shit. Nobody's talking about that. Let me see. Based off of stats, then we'll just go. I would listen, and I will argue that with you. And I would say, yep, based off of stats, we would say GOAT. We would say he's the GOAT. But we all know that ain't true. Or if you want to go based off of rings, we could say Bill Russell. But we all know nobody's gonna say that. Because why? Oh, it was so far back then. It was in the 50s. He was just playing against a whole bunch of white men. It was easy for him. So they don't want to take it back that far. So we already know being genuine about the conversation. Being genuine about the conversation. I'm sorry, brother, but I'm still gonna reply to it. But yeah, we can say that. But that's why I'm not arguing. That's why I'm not arguing with you in regards to why Jordan is your GOAT. I'm not gonna tell you, nah, bro, you crazy for putting Michael Jordan as your GOAT. I'm not gonna argue that. But it pisses me off when people try to tell me that I'm wrong for putting my LeBron James as my GOAT. That's crazy. Even though I was able to see both Michael Jordan and LeBron James. That's crazy. It's wild. That's wild to me. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification. Listen, make sure you support the channel. Tap into the super chats, dog. It helps the channel for us to grow, to build, so we can continue to keep giving you quality content, y'all. Quality content. Listen, this is not a begging. This is just a suggestion. It's only appreciated. It's not expected. All right. So let's go ahead and get to it. I want to get to this last topic. We're gonna talk about some money real quick before we close out for tonight. Let's talk about Cool. All right, bet. So we got a few minutes. So let's talk about this lady. She said she makes she made $3 million off of her side hustle for property management. I'm sorry. She said, I turned my property manager side hustle into a $3 million business. I'm curious about this. I want to see what she's talking about. Because this is great. This is great. All right. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification. Let's rock out.
One of the most intense feelings that I've struggled with as a business owner is the feeling of isolation and feeling like this is all on me. There's nobody else that can help me with this. Like, I have to figure it out.
Do you see all your Wayfair stuff is shipping?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Ultimately, at the end of the day, so many people's livelihoods are dependent on Be Still Getaways. At times, it's been a challenging thing to sit with, but it's motivated me. It's given me fire. Like, keep going because you have to. My name is Jamie Stark-Inlow. I'm 32 years old, and I own a property management and design company called Be Still Getaways. We're on track to bring in $3 million for this year.
Damn.
Basically, we are a one-stop shop for someone with a short-term rental that's like, I would like to purchase real estate for a short-term rental, but I don't necessarily want to be in the trenches really at all because it's a whole production. Prior to starting Be Still Getaways, I worked in higher education. I was a student program director, and I really enjoyed my work. After getting pregnant and having my son, 9 to 5 definitely was not cohesive to our lives anymore. I was dropping my son off really early at daycare, picking him up late, and I was like, this is just not what I pictured for my life. So my husband and I, we ended up selling our home, moving back to Virginia. We purchased a mini farm in Scottsville, Virginia. Our neighbors had a sheep farm and they had a beautiful barn. And I can't remember why, but I had gone through the home above their barn. It was finished very beautifully. And I was like, this could be an Airbnb. So from there, I wrote a business plan to my neighbor. I asked him to give me $2,000 to furnish the barn. We drove all over the state of Virginia doing Facebook Marketplace pickups. We furnished the barn. I listed it, and then I managed the unit from there. I dove into branding and creating a website. And when I started the barn, I was like, this is it. I want to do property management for short-term rentals. Sales grew so much in the past few years. We certainly have different levels of luxury now that, 2022 brought some really, really upscale properties into our inventory, which was
damn, boy, you see that big ass jump from the first 3 years. But this also goes to show too. I always say this. I say you necessarily don't start becoming profitable depending on the type of business that you get into, right? Depending on the type of businesses that you get into. Typically speaking, if you're starting from scratch, you have to give yourself at least 3 years before you become profitable in the business. But her, depending on if she was able to start with the low barrier of entry, not a lot of money spent, she was able to be profitable in her first year. But then after that shit compounded, and she goddamn fuck. Her shit skyrocketed.
It was exciting. So property management obviously comes with a lot of different expenses.
All right, so let's check the P&L.
Definitely the things that we spend the most money on are number one, wages. There are many times that I ran a payroll for staff before I ever paid a dime.
So her wages, $439. So that's the bulk of the expense. Supplies is the second bulk of $113,000. Software, $22,000. company car, 7,500. So I'm pretty sure they probably just using their car and they just put it in the business. They just write it off as a tax write-off. Warehouse rent for probably where they store all of their products. So totaling 587,641 in 2022 expenses.
To myself, and that's how it had to be. And I knew that from the beginning. I was like, I want to instill in my team a company where they feel valued, where they feel paid well, and where they don't want to leave.
Peep this. I know a lot of people just looking at the side hustle aspect, but look outside the box. Look at the person who is owning that building for people to rent out a space to store their products. There's money out this piece, dog. There's a lot of money out here to be made, man. But everybody out here worried about protesting.
Last year, about this time, there was a warehouse opportunity here in the town that I live in. And so we signed a lease, and that absolutely changed our lives. To have a point place where we could ship all supplies, so 120 doors worth of supplies, not to mention all of the outfits that we do. We have about 4,000 square feet, and right now it is completely full of furniture for about 3 different properties, as well as all of our supplies for all of our units, where our inventory coordinator is just able to go, pull what she needs for a unit, and take it to whatever property is running low. I worked for almost 3 years working my higher education job as well as operating Be Still Getaways. So I started matching my salary. I was like, okay, if I'm comfortable for a year where I can pay my salary with Be Still Getaways, then I feel like I can quit my job.
Yeah. And listen, for those of you who have started a business, for those of you who are looking to start a business, who want to be entrepreneurs, understand this. Do not quit your 9-to-5 job. That is the old method. That is the old way that probably the boomers and shit would tell you about. You can still keep your job and build your side hustle until your side hustle then is able to replace your 9-to-5 job. My rule of thumb and what I'm going to be doing is I want to make sure that I'm at least 4xing what I'm making at my 9-to-5 job in order for me to even consider leaving my job. So I'm going to put this out here right now. So when we get even bigger on the Courtney show and the Banter Barter show, right? Well, my crew is making more money than you making at your salary, right? At your salary job, right? I need y'all to understand something. I'm not going to recommend them to leave their job until they're at least making 4x what they're making at their job. 4x of what they're making at their job. Why not? Why jeopardize a bag? Why jeopardize a bag because you're getting one over here? Cool. We're going to accumulate that. We're going to compound that. Bad. We making bread over here. We can pay off debt. We can really get ahead. I can invest my money properly. I can put my money in the right places for my children, for whoever. I can make sure everybody around me is straight because I'm getting the beam out of my own eye first before I start focusing on everybody else outside. I make sure everybody else straight that's around me, that's in my inner environment. Once they're straight, then I can start talking about the people on the outside. So yes, so to get to my point, you have to understand. I don't need to leave my job in order for me to prove to you that I'm making a lot of money. I can still work my 9-to-5 and be making way more doing this than I am at my 9-to-5. But just because I haven't left my 9-to-5 don't mean that somebody's broke. So understand that.
My husband also recently quit his job. He was an educator, and he is actually our full-time lawn maintenance man. So he
you're good.
literally
Hey,
50 hours.
Listen, you're good. You're good. I don't take it personally. You're fine. We're good. No hard feelings. We're good. I don't take a lot of this stuff personally. I know a lot of people gonna disagree with me. I know a lot of people gonna get emotional about certain things. I understand that. Not tripping, bro. But but look, I appreciate the apology though. I definitely appreciate the apology. Thank you.
A week, mows grass, which he really enjoys. He listens to podcasts, and this line of work has been very good for him. And he fills in a lot of gaps that we didn't have before. There are still days where I'm like, oh my gosh, what if? Because it's scary. Sure. It's a scary leap, but I'm so glad that I did it. And it was such a relief.
Listen, that's what we have to understand. This is what we have to understand too. It's okay for everybody to disagree with each other. It's cool. Listen, we're not always going to agree. I don't agree a lot with my fellas, you know what I'm saying, with my crew. I don't always agree with J Ben. I don't always agree with Macaroni Tony. I don't always agree with Marcus. I don't always agree with Ashley, right? On the Banter and Barter show. But at the end of the day, it's all love because we understand we all come from different places. There are some things we're going to agree on. There are other things that we are going to disagree on. But we understand we still got to have respect for each other in order for us to move forward. If we start to then attack each other because we think differently, then it becomes... it's not conducive for anything, for anybody. It's okay for you to disagree with me. I want you to disagree with me because I don't know everything. I don't. I really don't. I give a lot of things from my perspective and from my experiences in life. So if I'm off on something, cool. Just let me know, like, hey, bro, listen, big dog, I appreciate you, but I think you're wrong here, and here's why you're wrong. Boom, 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 boom. You know what? You're right. My fault. That's on me. I stand corrected. Let me go read up more on that. You know what I'm saying?
Be able to just devote 100% of my time to this company and ultimately continue to scale. Afton is a pretty tiny mountain town known for vineyards and breweries and distilleries. I mean, I picture when this home was built, there was likely close to nothing around.
So they executed that guy and you grift so hard, you still use this to grift. I use what to grift? There were 6 ICE agents beating the... Okay, so again, did you not hear anything that I just said? We can disagree. We can agree to disagree. I disagree with you. I said, look at the whole situation. You only looking at that video because he was getting beat up by all these men. Don't matter. Get out the way. I said it before. I shouldn't be talking about this right now because I'm on a different topic, but... And you still ain't gave me a... matter of fact, forget that. Yup, I'm saying it. You ain't gave me a super chat yet, but you've been getting a lot of visibility right now, bro. Bruh, super chat right now.
And so with Afton Mountain Inn, we've created a very luxury resort experience in Afton, Virginia, which I think is really unique. We renovated all suites. We renovated 7 bathrooms and added an additional one. And we were able to open within 3 months of doing all of these renovations.
You good, Shadow. You good, Shadow.
I think our contractor wanted to kill us when we picked 30 different paint colors throughout the entire inn, which is, I think that's the only property we'll ever do that on. So this is our snack bar / coffee room. We call this the cafe. The property owner of Afton Mountain Inn actually suggested, what if we do complimentary ice cream for all of our guests? Have these little Ben & Jerry's tiny pints that we keep in there. And I was like, that is a beautiful suggestion. If you are willing to pay for that, let's absolutely do it. Quality, how do you keep your team from being burnt out? How do you hire appropriately and make sure everyone's taken care of as you experience this immense scale? So that has been, I think, the thing I'm the most proud of in 2023. It definitely is my lowest point in business and feeling like I don't know how to figure this out. I don't know how we're going to do this. And just feeling my staff having so much weight on their shoulders. It was very challenging. And now sitting here in July, to see us coming out on the other side is a relief. I think my best advice for anyone wanting to get into real estate and property management is that it requires a dive in and a commitment and being like, this is what I'm going to do. Obviously, one of my...
I ain't going to hold you, man. Shout out to her, bro, for starting that business and scaling it and finding a niche in regards to the real estate world and actually scaling that shit to be a $3 million business. That shit's dope as hell. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. And this always goes back to what I'm going to say. And this always goes back to what I'm always going to continue to say. Bruh, there's money everywhere. You just got to look in the crevice of everything. Look in anything. Boring businesses, laundromats, car washes, window cleaning, power washing, If you want to get into the real estate, you can look at designing short-term rentals like old Shorty is doing. Man, there's so many ways that you just got to open your mind up to actually see this shit and actually, you know what? I can actually scale this and make this something. I don't see a lot of people doing this. Just find the problem and then bring the solution and you'll get paid for it. Find the problem, bring the solution. If you don't want to find the solution and it's already a problem out here, guess what? There are businesses out here that there are a lot of owners that are ready to sell. All you got to do is just go ask the question. Listen, do you want to sell? Have a conversation with them. There are a lot of people that's willing to sell. And no, you don't need millions of dollars. You don't need six figures in order to invest in the business. There are many different ways, many different ways that you can invest in the business without having tons of money. Because that's one of the things I'm going to be doing. But when I do it, I'm going to make sure I document everything. I document everything so I can come back and teach y'all what the fuck I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Because guess what? I'm learning from other people right now. I just ain't going to tell y'all right now what I'm doing. So just letting y'all know. Just letting y'all know when that time comes. Just be ready for it. I'm going to tell you, listen, this is what I do. This is the business that I own. This is how I'm doing it. And guess what? I'm going to put it in the Patreon. That's where y'all should be anyway. You should be in the Patreon right now. That's where you should be. I'm already teaching the back end stuff in regards to YouTube and how we're growing and how we're building and the things that you need to pay attention to. But that's neither here nor there. All right. So tonight was dope. I appreciate y'all for coming to kick it with your boy. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Even the ones who were trying to troll, even the ones who disagree with me, I enjoyed the conversation with y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, all right? I appreciate you. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. And make sure you hit the bell notification. Also, make sure you share this live stream as well. Share the page. We're trying to grow this page. We got to get to 10K by the end of 2026. So I need y'all sharing this. I need y'all sharing this, all right? Because you can't tell me this shit ain't entertainment. If it wasn't entertainment, you wouldn't be here. That's a fact. That is a fact. All right? So until next time, I put my good people, I will